Hi, um, I have a question for you. Today I was talking with someone about where we put our power in, or where do we base our power. And for me, has been very interesting the last, I don't know, 5 years. Um, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was living in another country, in Mexico, my country. Um, and I was single. I was high level executive in a corporate world with working in multinational companies and having a good career at that level and people working with me. And I was independent woman and living as a single person and with a good career, traveling the world and just having fun and living in a huge city in Mexico, having a lot of fun. And suddenly I chose something different for my life, and I moved to a different country. I I left a big city and I started living in the country, in a town for 3,000 people, with 3,000 people. And I I quit my job. I quit my career at that point. And so I wasn't making money. So it was a transition time, but it was a hard time for me. And it was hard because even though I was happy creating a relationship, because I changed my status from independent single woman to a married and no working housewife. So it was hard. And it was hard because I had my power in everything that defined me before my marriage. I was my work, I was my position in a big company, I was how much money I was making. I was defined for so many things, but none of those was me. It was just something that I used to do or be, or and how many times we do that? Like we put our power or potency or definition of who we are, or the value or who we are in someone else's relationship, or in your job, or in your bank account, or in, I don't know, the kind of relationships that you have, or whatever it is that you are making it more important and more relevant and more significant and more powerful than you. So when you realize that, and for some reason you choose something that takes that part away from you, so you don't have anything else that defines you, it's like it's shocking. It's like, well, now who am I if I'm not the executive, if I'm not the independent single woman, if I'm not the world traveler, if I'm not that, who am I? And the most amazing thing that happened to me, it was just realizing that it doesn't matter where I am, it doesn't matter what country I choose to live, or if I'm single or married or divorced or whatever, or if I'm living in a huge city or I'm living in the country and I'm if I'm closing deals with multinational companies, or I doing my garden, uh, whatever whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm choosing is not defining me, because it's a choice that I can change. So it can't define me. Um, yeah. So are you putting your power, your potency, in defining you in some way, somehow? And if you're doing that, how can you change it? How can you start just being you, right? And being potent just because you are you and nobody else is as you are. And you're beautiful, and you're unique, and you're amazing, and you're magic. And what else is possible? I wonder.